morning, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick from Building Indiana, and today I'm joined by one of the coolest guys I know on the screen right next to me. This is Ed Gilmore, the owner and founder of Precision Blowing. Now, that's a company based out in Monticello that's doing some really cool stuff with a new type of machine used to complete ground cover projects much more quickly and much more effectively than previously. So, thanks for being here with me today, Ed.
Thanks, Nick, for having me. I appreciate it.
Right on. I'd like to start off first by talking about your truck because it's really cool. And I've heard there's only a handful of these type of machines in the state. So what is a blower truck and what does it do?
So, a blower truck was designed to install mulch and aggregate, topsoil in hard to reach areas with limited access and less ground disturbance while you bring materials in. So, basically, my truck is a Freightliner, 2000 Freightliner, has an EB40 Express blower unit mounted on the back of it, which means that it can hold 40 yards of material up to 20 ton of stone. And then also it has a hydraulic driven air pump on it that creates 1200 CFM. In exchange, that blows it through the back of the truck. And then the back of the truck is a feeder reel that drops material into a chamber that the air pushes it through the hose. The truck has the capability of blowing up to 1200 feet. I currently have 300 feet of accessible hose that I can reach. It can blow sawdust, topsoil, mulch, aggregate up to half-inch stone. And it can push, we do rooftops, pea gravel, things like that.
Cool. So if I was the owner of a project that was just starting out, like new construction, let's say, and I needed you know, all types of different landscaping materials put down, what does your equipment mean for a project owner, like if for your customers?
So for a project owner, what my equipment does, it saves manpower and time. So on average, let's just use mulch for an example. You can figure a 1 yard of mulch for 3 people takes about an hour to
Okay.
install, and that's with wheelbarrows and shovels and pitchforks. My truck and myself, we currently can put down up to 10 to 15 yards of mulch down per hour. So we save on manpower and time. Productivity is a big thing. What I have found with the project managers is they like it because they can utilize their manpower elsewhere on the projects while we install the topsoil or the mulch or the stone, whatever their needs are. They can utilize their manpower for other items on the project, different stages and things like that, while we come in and we save them basically productivity and manpower.
So yeah, that's way more efficient. I actually used to be one of those guys chucking mulch, and it sounds like you can get that done in an hour or two, what would have taken us a whole day. That's pretty
Yes.
sweet. So your territory is it's most of the state of Indiana. Um, what type of projects have you been working on lately?
Well, this time of year, I've done a little bit of seeding so far. Last fall, I did some roadside work for Milestone in Lafayette, backfilling curbs. And then I did some Dollar Generals last fall. I did Jefferson High School as far as seeding project and sod for them here in Lafayette. We cover the majority of Indiana, definitely the central, northwest Indiana, central Indiana, um, down to the southern western part of Indiana. This year, I have a factory in Rensselaer that we're going to start up here in a couple weeks. And then my mulch is starting. Actually, I have some large projects. The Methodist Church in Lafayette is a big one that we're going to start here in a couple weeks with the mulch.
Cool.
And then also we do a lot of seeding this time of year, so it can help with the watering and stuff, so you don't have to run the sprinklers during the hot part of the year.
What about what about those large scale projects like highway medians and big like state roadway projects? Would you be doing
Yep.
some
So
of
we
those?
do some state roadway projects along I-65. I have actually bid on some of them. We do have a couple of them starting up. I think that's going to be later this year,
Cool.
where we'll do the roadside seeding and also the erosion control for the straw matting or straw blowing, or we also do erosion socks and filter fencing and things like that.
Cool. One last question before we let you go today. One of the things that I run into a lot when I'm writing articles is people talk a lot about disruptive technology, and that kind of sounds like a bad thing, like it's messing things up, but it's really not. Like for people who work in offices, when we got computers and the internet, it totally changed the way people did their jobs. And I was wondering, do you think one day that your type of equipment, a blower truck, might be like the new industry standard? Like, do you think it's going to change the landscaping industry for good?
I do, Nick. Actually, over the last couple of years, since having the truck and starting the company, I have noticed considerably more. There's roughly 6 to 8 of these units in the state of Indiana.
Huh.
I have been seeing you can get some portable units that hold a lot less volume. I've been seeing a lot more of them. You can rent them at different places, but I've been seeing where you see more landscapers and construction companies using these units because it saves on manpower and ergonomics. Anybody that's, you run a wheelbarrow and a shovel, 8 to 10, 12 hours a day, day after day after day, it takes a toll on your body.
Oh yeah.
And then shoulder replacements, your hips, your knees, just all that, and then time also. So definitely, Nick, yes, I have been seeing more and more of these coming out, especially the smaller portable units. They're a little more cost effective for like a homeowner or a smaller landscape company to use.
Definitely, I've been there too. I mean, just running wheelbarrows of stone to some flower beds around some yards back in the day, it does a lot of damage to the lawn. Just if there's an existing lawn.
Yes, it does. So I mean, you put down mulch or anything down with a wheelbarrow. You have the wheelbarrow tracks going across the yard, where I can come in and we just have a hose laid out there in the yard, and the hose is constantly moving throughout the yard to fill all the flower beds. So when we're done, basically there's track free.
Right
You don't
on.
see any roots or any footprints or anything like that in the yard.
Oh yeah, I would love that. Especially at my house. I'm one of those guys who's kind of crazy about his lawn, but
There's a lot of people out there like that, Nick.
well, thank you very much, Ed Gilmore, owner of Precision Blowing out of Monticello. Good to talk to you. There's some really cool stuff about that truck.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you too. Take care.